Welcome to the social science class, children. And today we are going to talk about the lesson The Age of Machines. Yes, we have already done this chapter in my previous session where we talk about the age of machines. How the machines are useful in the present day world. What are the different properties of the machines? What are the different types of machines, simple and complex? What are their uses? We have discussed in detail about the Industrial Revolution also. Or we can say we have also talked about the iron and copper also. How the iron and copper have the history of machines, or what is the role of iron and copper in machines. Then comes your Industrial Revolution. In this Industrial Revolution, this revolution began in England because of their many favorable conditions which are available in England, like the different factors, land, labor, capital, all the things are there to develop the industrial in England. Iron ore and coal were available in large quantities there. That is the reason for the development of the Industrial Revolution in England. So now we will discuss about the energy for machines. Children, think of the two machines we talked about in the beginning. Do they work without any energy? Or do they need some type of power? Human beings eat food to get energy to work. Likewise, machines also need food to work. So what is the food of the energy? Machines need energy, power or electricity. So this, we have the different sources of energy. What are the different sources of energy? They are coal, mineral oil, or we can say crude oil, natural gas or electricity. These are called conventional sources or non-renewable resources, as they will end up one day if we use thoughtlessly. Clear? So children, now it is clear that coal, mineral, natural gas, electricity, these are the conventional resources which are there, and we have to be very cautious while using these resources. So now let us first talk about the conventional sources or non-renewable. We all know that these resources or non-renewable resources or sources, they will end up one day if used thoughtlessly. So in line, let us talk first about coal. Earlier machines were run with steam. To produce steam engines were filled with coal. Coal was the first fuel used for running machines. But it has the following limitations also. First of all, it is a non-renewable resource. Number 2, it pollutes the atmosphere and leaves a large quantity of residue. Secondly, thirdly, it is not available everywhere. We cannot find coal everywhere. Then finally, coal takes millions of years to form. And there is a limited stock of coal on the earth, and it is feared that it would last for only about 250 years, children. Now, number 2, conventional sources of or non-renewable resources, mineral oil or crude oil. When we talk about the mineral or crude oil, it is the second most important source of energy is petroleum or crude oil. It is drilled and refined. Petroleum is exhaustible like coal, children. And the main products of crude oil are number 1 petrol, number 2 diesel, number 3 kerosene, number 4 gasoline. Most of the modern vehicles use either CNG, they use petrol, diesel or CNG. The full form of CNG, children, is compressed natural gas, which are used in the vehicles. The other form of gas, that is your LPG, or we call it liquefied petroleum gas, which is used at home and consumed. And Rudolf Diesel, the diesel word or the diesel is invented by Rudolf Diesel, and it is cheaper than petrol, children. Heavy vehicle use diesel as a fuel. Okay, so when we say crude oil, it means that the natural form of petroleum. So next is your natural gas. When we talk about the natural gas, we know that it is the latest source of energy is natural gas. Okay, or we can say that this natural gas which is exhaustible. It is used as LPG for the domestic use. Just now I have explained you liquefied petroleum gas, and CNG as compressed natural gas, which is used for in the vehicles, and it is cheaper and pollution free. Now we will talk about electricity. Without electricity, the life is not possible. So it is the most important source of energy, children. We have 3 types of electricity. 1. Hydroelectricity. Number 2. Thermal electricity. Number 3. Nuclear or atomic energy. So now let's first talk about the first type of electricity, that is hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity is generated from flowing water, children. Huge dams are built across rivers and the waters are restored in reservoirs. Okay, and water falls from great height, and this force, children, because of the height, turns the turbines. They turns the turbines, and thus electricity is generated. This is the form how the electricity is generated in hydroelectricity. This is pollution free. Yes, it is pollution free and cheap, but it cannot be generated everywhere, as we all know that for that we need huge dams are there, rivers are there, and then the dams are made, so it cannot be generated everywhere. Number 2, thermal electricity. So when we talk about thermal electricity, we have coal, petroleum and natural gas are used to generate thermal electricity, children. But when we talk about this electricity, we know that this is costly and cause pollution. Yes, children, this is very costly. Okay, this is very costly and it causes a pollution also. Lot of pollution is there, as I've shown you the diagram also in the classroom. So now let's talk about the nuclear or atomic energy. So when we talk about, so now let's talk about nuclear or atomic energy. So when we talk about nuclear or atomic energy, children, it is pollution free, but great care is required at atomic plants to generate it. It is not easy to use this energy. Many developed countries use this energy to produce electricity, children. India has 6 nuclear plants. Number 1, they are located at different places of India. So number 1 is Naurara in Uttar Pradesh. Rawatbata, Rajasthan. Kakrapara in Gujarat. Tarapur, Maharashtra. Kaiga, Karnataka. And Kalpakam, Tamil Nadu. Tarapur, Maharashtra is the oldest atomic power plant of India. Other sources of energy. Let us talk about the other sources of energy too. Solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, and tidal energy are the other sources of energy. These are renewable sources. Renewable means that which can be reused and are unending, children. They will never exhaust and they are pollution free also. And children, do you know that the largest solar plant in India is located at Madhopur near Bhuj in Gujarat? I hope the chapter The Age of Machine is clear to you. And with this I end up. Thank you, children.